Good afternoon and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 186 of 2024, the 4th of July, Freedom Day for the U.S. I'm continuing the story of Aladdin and the wondrous lamp. Where did we leave him? I believe he was having breakfast with his mother. The genie having brought a platter full of food, a silver tray, 12 dishes, beautiful, delicious dishes of food. Aladdin's mother, when she'd come to, she asked Aladdin, where is this food from? He said, "Mother, don't worry about it. Just sit down, let's eat." So they did. They ate and talked, feeling quite blessed, full of thanks for everything that was now being provided for them. Well, after some time, they finished their meal, of course, and went about their business. For the next number of days, Aladdin took in one of the golden dishes or the platter itself and sold them all in order to provide for them. Now, this went on for quite a number of days as silver fetched quite a price. You could buy a lot of food that way. And once it had all run out, Aladdin beckoned the genie again from the wondrous lamp. And this process was repeated day after day for many days. The two of them living quite, abundantly and quite easily. Now, it just so happened that one day there was a crier coming through the town, and everyone was to go inside their homes, close their doors and their shutters, because the princess, the Sultan's daughter, was going to be going to the baths, and no one was to set eyes upon her. Aladdin was very curious to see her. He had heard of her beauty and wished to see it for himself. So he hid himself behind the door of the bath that led into the bath. And there was a small place that he could look through a crack in the wood and hoped that he would be able to see her. Through the streets, the procession came with the princess, guards, making sure that everyone was out of the way, quite a distance ahead and behind, making sure doors and shutters were closed. Animals were allowed out in the street, tied to posts here and there, dogs and cats, perhaps, going in and out of alleyways, but no people were allowed out. When the princess got to the doors of the bath, of course, what did she do? But she unveiled herself. She was always veiled, but when she got to the baths, she unveiled herself, going through the doorway. And Aladdin, of course, saw her and immediately fell in love with her, vowing to himself that he would have no one but her as his wife. He made his way home, unseen by any of the guards who were now stationed outside the bathhouse. That next day, he asked his mother to go to the Sultan on his behalf, asking the princess's hand in marriage. You can imagine what his mother thought. They were poor peasants, basically. Going to the Sultan to ask for his daughter in marriage? This would never work. Aladdin insisted. She finally relented and agreed to go, to ask for the princess's hand from the Sultan himself. Aladdin presented to her some of those fruits from those trees in the cavern in the beginning. She wrapped these beautiful gems, these jewels, inside a napkin and set out for the palace. When she got there, the Sultan and his viziers had just entered the meeting hall. where people could come before them to bring whatever it was they needed to bring for discussion, for dispute, for resolution. Aladdin's mother positioned herself in front of the Sultan and quietly waited in hopes that he would bring his attention to her. At the end of the day, nothing like that had happened, so she left and went home. This pattern was repeated day after day for the entire week. And we'll leave the story there. Not sounding too promising for our young Aladdin.